Nowadays, we are being led to a dead end by the obvious inefficiency and lack of control of an administration that is drifting with the current. It is high time to change the model by implementing new technologies and new ways of understanding how administrative work contributes to society. IKSeeM is a technical solution behind a new intelligent environmental management model for Basque society. The Green Environmental Electronic Model for Smart Information, GeeMIs structure, resulted from applying this new model and focusing it on new environmental technologies, keeping the four main cornerstones of change firmly in mind: transformation, technology, strategy, and cooperation. Policies good enough for environment must be made using data from high-quality sources. If one insists on reaching specific goals in a determined time frame and on monitoring progresses, one needs mechanisms and tools to measure and monitor this progress. Data, statistics, indicators and information systems will be needed. We can ask ourselves, what is their origin and how will they be generated? A lack of information lies behind all of these deficiencies. It's not that there is a shortage of information, but it is difficult to come up with a simple, coherent and systematic way to present to the general public. There are plenty of applications available to the financial management, marketing and customer control sectors, but they cannot share information and they do not provide an overview of business processes in various different sectors. Information needs to be moved between internal and external systems that are generally incompatible with each other. The human intervention that is required leads to spiraling administrative costs as well as other disadvantages. First of all, let's take a look at a bit of background. There are plenty of scientific reports that put a pessimistic or catastrophic spin on environmental damage, such as climate change, deforestation, and the scarcity of natural resources. There is also far more awareness of the issue in society, and heavy pressure is being put on politicians to find appropriate solutions. The significant mainstreaming and adaptation of information technologies, including tools to ensure that data is high quality and compatible, should also be kept in mind. Legislation has been passed aimed at taking stock of the environment and implementing controls and reporting standards. This entire scenario is being promoted by new strategies in the public and private sectors for measuring the sustainability of private companies, districts, cities and regions, and even countries. Information technology plays a key role in the development and monitoring of the Basque country's environmental strategy. IKSeeM is an integral part of this scenario. The system is based on two central principles of the European Commission's shared environmental information system. Information should be managed as close as possible to its source, should be collected once and shared with others for many purposes. The IKSeeM model fits in seamlessly with the objectives of the Basque Sustainable Development Strategy Euskara 2020 and those of the European Commission. This forms part of what was originally dubbed as better regulation by the Mandelkern report in 2000, which has now evolved towards the concept of smart regulation seen in the 2011 Strobe Group report for the reduction of administrative charges. Various instruments are used for this purpose, such as EasyIKS, an intelligent platform that uses mobile devices for electronic waste shipment transactions. The document box, a secure electronic box used to store different documents and transactions managed through the Electronic Services Catalog. Its stringent security safeguards administrative documentation and company metadata in a single online space. The tool guarantees that any documentation will be safely conserved and protected. Electronic filing and accessibility ensures the probative value and traceability of the documentation, and compliance certified copies can be provided. Both internal and external users are provided with feedback and milestones and notifications by the IKSeeM Notice and Alarm Manager, which keeps the information status stable. The Electronic Environmental Declaration complies with sustainability reporting standards set out by the Global Reporting Initiative. It covers 100% of environmental impact performance factors, specifically those concerning aspects such as materials, energy, water, emissions, discharge and waste. Therefore, the IKSeeM platform goes beyond simply sending environmental information electronically and managing it in a unified manner. It provides the added value of feedback to different internal and external employees, contributing to the increased effectiveness of controls put in place by environmental administration. IKSeeM stands at the top of the environmental information pyramid and completes the cycle of sustainability considered by the Basque Environmental Strategy for Sustainable Development. It covers everything from collecting and managing basic data and supporting information systems to the use of indicators for the generation of inventories and statistics. All of this is eventually used to create an environmental control table, which is key to decision-making and the definition and execution of public-oriented environmental policies. IKSeeM will provide an environmental table benefiting the administration's fight against climate change by ensuring that strategic objectives are met and followed up. But before continuing, let's take a look at what led to IKSeeM and what needs it meets. For example, it is estimated that the Basque country's waste management sector currently carries out 2 million waste transfer operations. Before the existence of the computer system, this waste was entirely managed on paper, involving 250 hours of work for every 1,000 documents. Since the installation of the IKSeeM system, the time taken to administer 1,000 documents has dropped to 16 hours, as it is now possible to automate the information management side of things. That's a real saving, right? The same method is used for other air, water, and land management areas, in cooperation with various organizations that provide analytical data and information on emissions. The main objective of the IKSeeM system is to provide support to this new management model and to improve the flows of information between the different participants. This allows systematic, reliable, credible, and, above all, quality information to be made available, allowing executive and management bodies to make decisions on the development of environmental policies that are in sync with real situations. Technical departments can guarantee better control over the state of the environment. In line with the right granted to the general public by the Aarhus Convention, access is provided to reliable information about the state of the environment. The aim is to improve the management of environmental data by taking a range of different aspects into account. The computerization of information to reduce the number of documents in hard copy. Prioritizing measures that encourage participation. Reducing deadlines and response times. Improving internal communication in the administration, optimizing relationships with other administrations through the interoperability of IT systems, making available true, exhaustive, credible, and, above all, quality information, making a survey instrument available to all entities, allowing them to investigate their environmental profile and to establish reduction and impact control measures. The IKSeeM project has put in place a fight against the forecast technology gap. This is being achieved through various training initiatives. It has also given a boost to entities dedicated to supporting medium-sized, small and micro businesses. IKSeeM is also in line with the Basque government's 2011-2013 Public Innovation Plan, whose main aim is to construct an innovative and open administration that offers high-quality, efficient, effective and secure services to society, in partnership with its surroundings and with active public participation. It also puts people firmly in a leading role when it comes to change. This is all based on the new values of governance, openness, transparency, innovation and result orientation. The main objective of IKSeeM is to become a key part of the model offered to the Basque society. The work carried out by the Basque government with other public administrations on standardization at both the state and European level means that IKSeeM is open to full integration. We are working on a new management model based on electronic information transactions. This uses interoperability tools, such as the Environmental Electronic Exchange Language, supported by XML files and interoperable web services. As well as providing the rules for communications between technological platforms, they also comprise the first electronic dictionary of environmental data. The design is based on nationally and internationally adopted standards like E3L. The Environmental Electronic Exchange Language is a standard developed to facilitate the exchange of information between different organizations involved in the transmission of environmental metadata. With a view to full transparency, it is suggested that periodic self-assessment actions be carried out on the new IKSeeM model, along with testing by interested members of the public and external auditing entities. The Data Protection Agency, the Audit Office of the Basque Data Protection Agency, the Aarhus Convention, with the publication of environmental metadata and information and ease of access to the information over the Internet by the general public. Management excellence with specific programs, such as FOAC, Euskalit Action Training and the European Community's Common Assessment Framework, CAF, and the community of people to promote proactive actions through investigating new management models, sharing experiences with other administrations, and interacting with any interested parties. It can be said that organizations, obviously including environmental authorities, must keep 4 key interrelated points in mind when it comes to making any change to management models. Firstly, what strategy should be followed in our organization? Then, depending on the strategy chosen, the next step is to take action to transform the organization's environmental attitude. Global challenges require global solutions. Environmental cooperation is essential within an organization and between different organizations. Finally, we use new technology to support the effective development of all programs and transformation challenges. IKSeeM offers essential environmental management tools to organizations based on their profiles, allowing the environmental impact on their activities to be monitored. These tools can be used to monitor the evolution of all the objectives set out in their environmental improvement plans. IKSeeM allows monitoring processes to be performed based on standardized procedures, supported in turn by robust metadata management. Environmental reports and profiles will be generated automatically for the company. This will ultimately support the decision-making of any Basque organizations carrying out activities that have an impact on the environment. IKSeeM also provides a significant reduction in current administrative costs involved in drafting documents, representing a range of different savings for organizations, reduced paper costs, less business trips and telephone calls, savings on the purchase and adaptation of ERP systems. In short, a clear reduction in administrative costs. According to the cost reduction analysis for the Basque Government's Hazardous Waste Service, the new model represents a saving of €195,360 just in the procedural area. Added to this amount are savings in the aforementioned transactions involving waste control and monitoring documents, estimated at around €8 per document. Based on an average of 100,000 documents per year, this represents an overall saving to the general public of €800,000 annually. By adding both items together, it can be seen that there will be a saving to the general public of €1 million in 2012 just in Basque Government's hazardous waste management area. In this context, the aim at all times during the development and implementation process of the new IKSeeM model was to make it a facilitating agent, to replace the previous management model by one that is more participative. For the Basque administration, ensuring that the authorities work together with private initiatives is the only way to break down the barriers that have built up. Various organizations, such as trade union associations and organizations, professional associations, chambers of commerce and Confbasque, among others, are currently being given a part to play so that they can push the implementation of the IKSeeM model among their members. This facilitates the relationships with the administration. We must increase social environmental responsibility with the commitments by the management and an increase in corporate responsibility. This will lead to greater control, aimed at minimizing environmental risk. The internal logic and rollout strategy of IKSeeM ultimately offers a solution to the whole community of interested parties. Going back to the idea that we stated at the beginning, think global, act local. In other words, starting with the situation on a European level before going into detail and adopting buildable intervention strategies at a local level. A commitment to innovation, to the participation of people in collaborative environments, and to knowledge management. Interoperability with the use of common language and semantics. Cooperation and data flow between private and public entities. Increased competitiveness with a reduction in administrative tasks and increased control and effectiveness. Finally, let's look at the benefits of the IKSeeM system for the different target audiences. The general public will benefit as they will be given useful environmental information so that they can make decisions about their surroundings and influence public policies. Authorities will be able to make the best decisions by using the system to create and implement effective environmental policies. Additionally, the optimization of data collection, exchange, and usage mechanisms improves the quality of the information provided and the profitability of current investments. Private entities will comply with the reporting obligations related to the European Union's environmental policies. It will be much simpler to submit reports and access environmental information. The new model has certainly already introduced a series of benefits, such as providing access to fully up-to-date environmental information in real time, which is processed on an aggregated basis. On a par, each entity can individually manage their information and develop their own environmental profile. Providing information relating to better control over the generation of waste and emissions into the air, water and ground, thereby reducing environmental risk. Facilitating control and inspection tasks, thus favoring the adoption of safety measures for the population and the prevention of risks relating to the incorrect handling of waste during transport. Avoiding the duplication of tasks. Now data are only entered once, and all agents involved in waste management have access to this information. In short, IKSeeM is an idea, a project become reality. Its measurable results mean that it can be used by other environmental sector authorities for the construction of their own organizational management models.